tó ara ò ní tán lé alára o a tún ti gbé mi ìdè gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìṣe tiwa. Èyí tí mo wá gbédè yìí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láwọn agbègbè àti láwọn ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan ni. Bó bá ti yá yín àròyé ẹnu tèmi kọ́ lẹ fẹ́ gbọ́, ẹ já lọ gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu àwọn tó ní ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yìí. Bàbá wa padà dé ká tẹ̀síwájú lórí ètò ó ti yá.
All right. So in respect to what Falz the bad guy posted, a letter that says I should retract my statement and I should apologize for defaming him. First of all, before Falz posted that, Seun Kuti called me and he said, "Very dark man, I just finished speaking with Falz the bad guy. I want you to call him. I'll send you his number. I want you to call him so that you guys can talk." And I said, "Egbon, I don't want to talk to Falz." Then he said, "No. You need to hear what he wants to say, And then I sent Falz a message. We got on a call. And then when we got on a call, then he said he wasn't happy. Then I said, "How far?" Then he started talking, I said, he said he started talking about defamation, that he wasn't happy. Then I said, "Falz, I thought you're calling me to tell me your own side of the story so that I will know what's up, But I don't understand what's going on now." So at a point in the conversation, I felt like Falz was recording me, And then I said, "Falz, I feel like you're recording me. I feel like you're trying to get evidence from me or trying to make me say something so that you can hold me by my wrist, And then when I said it, he could not defend that, Then he went on saying things like, "Since you know me on social media or my family, have you ever heard anything negative about myself or my father?" I said, "I have never heard anything negative about your father, Femi Falana. However, you yourself have heard something negative about you." Then he said, "What have you heard about me?" Then I said, "My bro, it is for my own consumption and not for me to tell you, So it was almost as if he was trying to pick my brain to know what I know and the length of things that I know. Well, anyways, that's by the way. Then the whole conversation ended up with me telling Falz that, "Thank God you are a lawyer, so you will not need to pay a lawyer to stand for you in court. But as for me, I did not defame you, and I'm standing that I did not defame you. So I will see you in court." That's number one. Number two, I did not read what Falz posted until later. And then when I read what Falz posted, I said, wait a minute. Bobrisky is saying that the voice call was fake. And now Falz is confirming that Bobrisky, they actually had a call. Do you understand? The only difference is that he's saying that Bobrisky was the one that called him, while Bobrisky is saying that it's Falz that called him. Falz is saying Bobrisky has him for 3 million. Bobrisky is saying that Falz said he should pay a lawyer with his father 10 million naira. Do you understand? Now, what I expect Falz to do, instead of addressing that letter to me, I expected you to address that letter to Bobrisky, requesting that he should clear your name off that voice call, and he should clear Uncle Falana's name off that call, not you coming for me. Do you understand? I wasn't the one in the record. Do you understand? My reason for posting that is to expose corruption. The corruption that states that Bobrisky used his mouth to say that instead of taking him to prison, that they took him to a private lodge. That EFCC collected 15 million naira from him to drop an allegation and to drop a charges that said he laundered money. Do you understand? And inside all this thing is calling your name, and you are sending a letter to me. I would expect you to send that letter to Bobrisky. Do you understand? To be very honest, I did not defame Falz and Uncle Femi Falana. Now, that's on the side. Now, as it stands like this, I am standing my ground to say, I still want to know what went down. Because going back to everything now, I saw there's a picture of Bobrisky online where he carried luggage. You dey go prison, you carry luggage. Secondly, who gave Bobrisky a phone to make call inside prison? Because they don't lock me up before. They remand me for Kuje prison now. I know, say if you want to make call to your family, it go take you a process of telling one of the prison wardens to say you won't make call. They'll bring you outside. They'll give you a phone. If you remember the number, fine and good. If you don't remember the number, turn you sabi. Then you can now call the person you want to call. So how did Bobrisky get a phone to call Falz and he's requesting that Falz will give him 3 million? Again, another question is this. Which officer charged Bobrisky 3 million for VIP cell? We need to know. Do you understand? We need to know which officer charged Bobrisky 3 million. Because when they get all these amounts for, say they'll collect 10 million, may they clear a name from the crime where he commits by a presidential pardon. You understand? So, my dear brother Falz, I did not defame you, and I will expect you to channel this energy to Bobrisky that called your name in that recording. And as for Bobrisky, like I said, I will post another recording from a totally different person entirely. Mind you, the first video I posted, I did not even post it complete. There are other side of the video, but I will post another one again today. I will post another one again today. I'll post another one again today, confirming that this guy, man, through no go prison. So is it that prison is for us, where we no get people? Is prison for us, the poor masses? Is prison for us, the people that don't have connection? Who is this Bobrisky's godfather that also influenced the clearing of his charges, his money laundering charges? So that is my question. Do you understand? It's pretty simple. I want to know what really happened, and I believe a lot of Nigerians want to know.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Nigerian Correctional Service have been implicated in a bribery scandal that has set social media abuzz on Tuesday. A social media influencer who goes by the name Very Dark Man posted a video which revealed an audio recording allegedly made by popular cross-dresser Bobrisky, saying that he had bribed some officials of the anti-graft agency with 15 million naira to drop the money laundering charges against him before he was sentenced to 6 months in prison on April 12th for abusing the naira. Bobrisky also allegedly claimed in the audio recording that he never spent a night in prison and that Femi Falana, a senior advocate of Nigeria and the father of popular musician Falz, was hired to secure a presidential pardon for him in exchange for 10 million naira. Bobrisky has, however, denied all the allegations in a post on Instagram on Wednesday, saying that the audio recording is fake.
You know, I was on my way to the prison, then my godfather called me and said, "You will not enter that prison, don't worry. Let me make arrangements for an apartment close to the prison. It's going to call the controller in that's overall in Nigeria, in Abuja, and I'm talk to them. They shall talk before I come back. Then I took me to one apartment that I must not come out till I finish my sentence. That the Oga said they should come out. The Oga said they should come and keep me here. That I mustn't go enter data, but nobody should know that I'm not there.
Yes.
You know. So they said the guy will collect money.
All right. I mean, this has caused a lot of frenzy on social media. There's a person that they said was implicated, Haliru Naba, who's the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service. That was one of the names that was called in that audio recording. Again, it's still an allegation. Well, Very Dark Man's post, which has since gone viral, has caught the attention of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the Ministry of Interior. Both agencies have ordered an immediate investigation into the allegations. The post has also caught the attention of Falz, who on Wednesday demanded a 24-hour retraction from Very Dark Man for defamation after he claimed that Falz may have been complicit in the scandal and also questioned his sexual orientation. All right, of course, we know that Falz is the son of a senior advocate. He's already gone to social media to post his retraction demand from Very Dark Man. If I can read some of the excerpts of that letter. Let me pull that up. To set the record straight, our client never at any point initiated a conversation with Mrs. Idris or Mr. Idris Okuneye. Our client has documentary evidence that Mr. Idris was in fact the one who initiated a call. Specifically, on the 4th of May 2024, Mr. Idris, aka Bobrisky, contacted our client requesting a phone conversation with him. Our client obliged, having knowledge of the naira abuse charges levied against him and genuinely believing he might require legal advice. Mr. Idris, aka Bobrisky, called shortly after, but instead of soliciting legal advice, stated that he was in distress and needed financial assistance of about 3 million naira, which he claimed he needed to pay some officials to be permitted to stay in the VIP section of the correctional center. In the letter, Falana asked for a public apology to be published across all platforms where the false defamation was disseminated. The letter added that there should be a retraction and apology to be issued within 24 hours or would pursue legal actions, including claims for monetary damages. There was another statement that was in that letter, which was the main defamation. Falz had said, without contacting our client, you went ahead, that is very dark man, to publish a careless statement containing multiple allegations, including an insinuation that our client is involved in a homosexual affair and intended to get a presidential pardon for Mr. Idris Okuneye. Very dark man, violent. He has actually responded, Ayo. I watched his post, I believe it was on YouTube, and he talked about the fact that, he did not accuse Falz of anything, but you heard in that video, if you all heard that video clip, he did insinuate that Falz may have been homosexual. But I think the big story here is the accusation, really, of the EFCC officials and the Nigerian Correctional Facility. I would like to start with Dr. Abati, really, on this conversation.
Okay, this is a very disturbing thing.
Yeah.
The first point we must admit is that all the parties involved have been saying, oh, I didn't say this, I didn't say that. First, social media interaction, electronic interaction, that's what we have seen. First, to establish that people must know that what you do on a phone or internet or computer and all that, the evidence is admissible in law in Nigeria. Section 84 of the Evidence Act of 2011, and also Section 258 of the Evidence Act. And also, we have the book on electronic evidence in Nigeria. One of the authorities that I know is that of Justice Alaba Ajileye. So nobody should say, oh, it's not my voice, it's this and that. The court can admit the evidence and investigate it. That's number one. Number two is that a very dark man, I think his name is Victor Esse. He has said, is it Martins? Martins Esse, whatever. That, he didn't say those things. He just asked a question that his Falz also. No, there's something in law called innuendo.
Absolutely.
If you just make any unnecessary innuendo that is defamatory per se, you can be called to question. And it is on the basis of that counsel to Falz, that's Mr. Falano Jr., Falana Falano, has said there should be a retraction. What he has said, through his lawyer, Deji Adeyanju, that, he didn't say so. Well, he will have, if Falana Falano decides to go to court, he will have to go and defend himself.
Yes.
Number three, he also alleged that Femi Falana SAN, was involved in this attempt to procure pardon. In terms of the implication for the justice administration system in Nigeria, that's a very serious matter.
Yeah.
In that same video, there was evidence, the allusion that Bobrisky, his name is Okuneye, Idris Okuneye, was said to have been sentenced to prison. First, that he procured the reduction of the charges.
Yes.
And second, that a certain godfather intervened, and that instead of going to prison, they paid a certain controller general, and he stayed in a flat. These are very disturbing things about the justice system in Nigeria. But I've seen people who say anything is possible here. After all, we were in this country when a certain person, who shall remain nameless, was in prison, and his wife, he impregnated his wife from prison. And in fact, there was a naming ceremony while he was still in prison. Yeah. How did he get to a position where he impregnated his wife?
Immaculate conception.
Immaculate conception. This is where I want you to come in, Rufai, really quickly, because this is the bigger conversation. The fact that, our prison system, allegedly so porous. I mean, if you had seen some reports from FIJ, Fushayo Soyombo, he had posted different, there was a time he spent in jail. He went undercover, and he did reveal damning evidence about the fact that our prison system is like this.
So that report is out there, and the question is, what will the Minister of Interior do? So generally, he has said that they will order an investigation. We'll see the outcome of that investigation. There are some investigations we're waiting. We're also waiting for the EFCC as regards to 15 million that was said to be given to some EFCC officials to be able to give them, to be able to drop those charges of money laundering.
Yes.
Because all of us too were surprised when that thing happened, because all of a sudden it was money laundering charges plus naira flunking.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden money laundering dropped. Then it was just only naira flunking before it went in for this. Then also, we will have to have investigations deeply, because we've heard a lot of complaints, especially as regards the prison service, what goes on there. In fact, we've had like 2 people bring letters officially that I have sent to the minister himself as regards the state of our prison and what is really going on there. So we'd like to get to the end of the matter. As regards the very dark man revelation, if Bobrisky is saying that he didn't say all those things, I think we also need to have a private investigation where we subject Bobrisky's voice to forensics.
Yes, because there is
so that
AI.
we can get so that we can get a full forensic outlook as regards what happened. And as regards Falz writing that letter saying they should retract, when you look at Very Dark Man's expose, there were some things he needed to have been careful on. I think just playing the audio will have been adequate. A lot of mistakes were made in the analysis, where he went ahead to cast aspersion and say, oh, this person is defending this person, so they shouldn't go that way. Like Dr. Wati said, he left room for innuendos there. Because when you read Falz's rebuttal, he now gave a full context to the conversation, saying that they were even telling them that you don't need to pay for any pardon.
No, not for any pardon, for the VIP section. The only conversation they had was a 3 million naira conversation.
Whatever. So he gave some clarity as regards the context in that matter. But all of this too is not ending, because all of this really started because of money. The person that released that audio to Very Dark Man was being owed money by Bobrisky. And the money has been paid. And Very Dark Man says he's not going to release the audio.
Wait, has the money been paid?
Yes, the money has been paid, 4 million naira. Yes, he showed the updates. In fact, Bobrisky was calling the person and was even willing to pay. So the money has been paid. I think to get to the nitty-gritty of this matter, because me, I love wawulens. Very Dark Man said more names were mentioned in the part B of the audio. Very Dark Man, we beg you, with everything we owe, for the integrity and the safety and the love we have for this country, you must release that part 2 of that audio.
We need it.
We need it. Absolutely. We need to be able to hear more names. We need to be able to get to the end of this matter. Maybe in that part 2, we will know the godfather that procured the flat apartments. That called the controller. Maybe we will also know other skeletal Indomie activities that went on in that place.
On fire.
So please, Very Dark Man, I know you get to the end of the matter.
Except it's just for wawulens. When the information comes out, what will happen?
Investigation.
That's what I'm saying.
Clarity.
Clarity for who?
See,
hold on.
I take this matter now.
No, I agree
because
with
it's a state matter.
I'm
we
going
need to
somewhere.
get to the end of it.
The reason I said that is because, like Dr. Bati cited, this is not the first time we have heard or seen or that we know that things untowards are happening in the prison service.
Yes, that's the main point.
Fisayo Shoyombo he went in at the risk of his life. What happened? What will just happen is it will be social media sensation for a few weeks.
Well, I hope not.
I'm just saying, what has happened in the past?
Well, I hope not.
But because names have been, that's what I'm saying is that people say, oh my goodness, did you hear? How many times have exposés been done and nothing has happened? But let me just say something. The spirit behind this as well, and I was going to clarify that. Recall that the reason why he released this audio in the first place was almost tantamount to blackmail of Bobrisky. That's another angle, because he told Bobrisky that if you don't pay me the money, I will release. And then he recorded that audio without the knowledge, I want to assume, of Bobrisky.
Yes.
So there's
Yes.
another
That
thing
was
around there as well,
big
on the side of
story.
Bobrisky,
Big,
that
big
there's
story.
blackmail,
No,
there are
big
blackmail
story.
elements there.
But, so,
But let
Ayo,
me-
we can only say that because Bobrisky has denied the audio. We can only say
Yes.
that
If he
it
admits
is confirmed.
that he's the
Yes,
one.
yes.
So
by
I'm giving you a
forensic
way out,
experts.
Mr.
No,
Ofineye.
if it's confirmed by forensic expert that's actually Bobrisky's
Yes,
audio,
yes.
then we will now go into privacy laws.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Because that one too, we cannot,
was
because
privacy
people
and
also
blackmail.
do it
It was
in our
blackmail.
country.
Well,
you have
alright.
conversation and they record your conversations.
and
Okay, well, all right.
Only a
Before-
court of
before-
law can determine
all of
these
this. I
details.
want to say
But
so that we
very
can
Batman
end.
made one point
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
that justice in this country
Yeah.
will seem to be only for the rich people,
Yeah.
that the poor do not have access to justice at a theoretical level.
Yeah.
But that's
Access
true
to
now.
justice
Right.
is an important point.
Absolutely. Talking about
But the legal
justice.
issues,
Yeah.
the dramatist personnel there can sort it out, including the public officials that have been mentioned, using their
Absolutely.
positions to trade.